get together.
Did y'all get all your minutes?
Yes, ma'am.
Get together.
Because I think I sent them and Kelly sent them.
11, 13, 12, 11, and 12, 20.
Right.
Yep.
I have to go get my nails done tomorrow afternoon.
Don't go to the mall in College Station.
Is it bad?
Oh, gosh. I mean,
I'm
don't
just
have any
being
hide on
silly.
left side of my left foot.
All right. Good morning. It's Monday, January the 8th, 2024. This is, it's 10 a.m. This is Tyler County Commissioners Court. We welcome you here. We do have an established quorum here with us today. We'd like to acknowledge all of our guests for being a part of Tyler County Commissioners Court today. Madam Clerk, was everything posted accordingly?
Yes, sir.
Everything was posted accordingly. We will move forward. At this time, we normally practice the governing body to exercise the invocation and our pledge of allegiance. Would you please stand with us, Commissioner Hudson?
Do the American flag. Salute, pledge. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And now let us pray. Dear Lord, we come before you today and we're thankful for our county. We're thankful for all of our citizens. Pray that you would be with each and every one of them during this new year. Have great things in store for them. Pray that you would be with us today as we make the decisions for our county. And we pray that we do all this in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. All right. Madam Clerk, do we have any public comments?
No, sir.
No public comments. We will move to item number 3, our agenda minutes from previous meetings, 11, 13, 23, 12, 11, 23, and 12, 20, 23. Do I get a motion?
Motion to accept.
Motion to accept. There's a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed say. All right, monthly reports. We have our probation reports, clerk, extension report, auditors, justice of the peace, and nutrition center report.
Motion to approve.
There's a motion to approve. You
Second.
second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed say. All right, we'll move to item number 5, our budget amendments and line item transfers. We don't have any. Okay. We don't have any today, so we'll move to item number B. Need a motion to pay the county bills.
So moved.
There's a motion.
Second.
Second, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed say. All right. Our Tyler County Treasurer's report. Need a motion to accept it.
Make a motion to approve the treasurer's report.
There's a motion to approve it. Second, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed say. All right.
Judge, could I just point?
Yes, ma'am.
One of the things I would like for you guys to look at is, at the end of the year, which is the end of the year report, the county made somewhere around $800,000 in interest. So I just want that, we're still adjusting, still doing some final numbers, but, we're looking at about $800,000 in interest.
How much interest?
About $800,000.
That's awesome.
Awesome.
That is very awesome. Thank you very much, Madam Treasurer. That's a blessing to be able to have that. And that's good investment for, all the county, thank all the county for doing what y'all do for that. It's wonderful. All right. Well, we're gonna move to item number N. Discuss the bid results and consider award of contracts for Tyler County TDA, contract number CDV21-0384. This is the Tyler County Sud Water Systems Improvements. Mr. Jed,
I'll make a motion to approve.
there's a motion to approve.
Second.
Second. All right, open for discussion. Go ahead.
We received we solicited 2 bid packages. One was for materials. We got for the materials, and we had 2 bids for the materials. Let me get this right. Yes, we call it package one, which was all the materials to lay the water line, the plant piping and such. Package two was just for pumps. So we received two bids for package one from rural, the low bidder for that was Rural Pipe and Supply. Their bid price was $79,650. For package two, we received three bids. The low bidder on that was Pumps of Houston in the amount of $28,240. We'll recommend today that y'all award package one to Rural Pipe and Supply in the amount of $79,650. And then you award package two to Pumps of Houston in the amount of $28,240. For a total amount, which is, even awarding those two, we're still $40,000 under the budget that we had for that.
Okay.
So that will be one recommendation. We had another bid package that we solicited bids for, and that was for the construction. And the construction involves a 20 or 30,000 gallon ground storage tank, plant, site work necessary to install that plant, including the foundation, fencing of that site modification, and for doing a road bore. The price we got for that was 3 times more than what we had budgeted for. And we're recommending that we reject the bids for the construction work and authorization to go back out for bids. We'll modify our bid documents, particularly the detail for our foundation on the tank. We've talked to the low bidder, we've talked to other bidders who didn't bid it, and found why they didn't. We can rectify that and still expect that once we get the bids for construction, we'll still be under the budget for this project. So, we're only accomplishing half today, rejecting the construction bids, accepting package one bids, and recommending award to the low bidders for each of those. We'll see y'all again, hopefully next Commissioner's Court with a recommendation for the construction.
Yeah, we may end up calling another court meeting because of the projects that I have. You know, we opened the bids and hadn't awarded those, so I'd like to get it moving before we wait till another month.
Yes, sir. That, and if possible, we would like to do that. However, by the time I advertise for bids, let the 14 minimum days required go and then open bids, we would be real close to, we'll be pushing it to get to the next one. But we'll keep that in mind.
Okay.
If we can choreograph that to get that awarded sooner. As far as meeting the program requirements, we're required to have a certain amount committed before, is it February 1st?
Yes.
And by awarding today, that keeps us in good graces with TDA and be on track for the projects. Get those materials on the way.
Commissioner, may I just speak? I know you're trying to make things keep moving, but we are at different phases with these projects, and your project is a lot more dire at this point, and Jed's got a handle on this, so we're really not too worried about time in the sense that we are on that other.
Okay,
Okay?
thank
And
you.
I think that other one's a whole lot bigger project.
Yeah.
But we'll keep that in mind. As we
Appreciate
set these
Okay.
plans.
Well, how do we need to word that? We need a motion to accept the materials.
So do we have to amend that motion to include the award?
No, it says consider award contract.
Yeah.
So I don't think we need to amend it.
For the materials, though, we're gonna award, and for the construction, we're gonna reject, correct?
And, Rural Pipe, correct, Jed? And then
Yes.
Pumps of Houston.
Yes, sir.
And it's $79,650 for rural pipe,
That's correct.
$28,240 for
Just
pump.
need to make a motion to,
Yeah, I make a motion that we approve or award the bid to Rural Pipe in the amount of $79,650 and award the
Package two.
package two to Pumps of Houston for $28,240 and reject the bids on construction.
That's correct.
There's a motion,
Second.
second. All in favor, say aye. Any opposed, same. Okay.
Okay, so do we need to go ahead and include to authorize advertising for bids
That would
again?
probably be.
Yes.
Yes,
In
ma'am.
this
Okay.
motion so that you don't have to put it on another agenda?
So
Now we have to.
Now we might.
now we have to. All right,
So we'll amend the original motion to include, to authorize them to go out for bids for the construction,
Again,
bids, right? Okay.
I'll second that.
there's a second. All in favor, say aye. Any opposed, same.
Now we'll have to go back.
Go back and vote on the whole thing.
Original motion.
No. Need a motion.
Motion to approve.
There's a motion to approve.
Second.
Second, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same. All right,
Thank y'all.
thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Items number E, award bids for 2024 Chevrolet for Precinct 4 Road and Bridge Department. Commissioner Hudson?
It's come to my attention that we did not receive any bids, so.
I did get one in that I reached out for. But I don't think it got sent to the correct paperwork.
Oh.
So, but there was one sent my way from, Caldwell Chevrolet. So I'll get with, maybe on the next court date, where we can get that done.
Is Caldwell still in the back of the side?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're still in the battle.
No,
Caldwell's not.
No?
when I talked with them,
Well, that's where the sheriff buys it, and then we bought before too.
when I talked with them, they told me that they were no longer in it as of the first of the year.
Oh, okay, well, they sent me one, it was a couple days ago, but I'll get back with you on that.
Okay.
All right,
Just gonna table it.
yeah, we'll table that one.
Table.
I think
Motion.
Kelly has that in here. It was on that other project or?
Yeah. Well, I don't know if we'll be able to accept it on that other project though,
No.
cause it was coming in for a different project. The bid was, yeah,
You want them or?
there's a bid on those trucks. It's the same truck that you're asking for. So I don't know.
But there's a process on how they're supposed to submit a bid now.
Yeah,
Okay,
it
yeah,
was
so-
not a sealed bid is what I
Yeah.
told
I
Kelly.
just say that we table this, table the bid.
Well, I would, because the bid didn't come through the correct channel, because we have that software that they have to register and they have to,
And it didn't come to that
and
channel.
it didn't, I mean, it needs to be anybody could have shared that bid and
Okay.
it needs to be so the only thing I would suggest is we've got to go out for bids again, and then we'll get in touch with the one that bid and have them do it the correct way to do it.
So do we?
Because we emailed everybody that Mary told us
Bid was wanting to,
through our
This
software.
is not even
Yeah.
what we need. This
okay,
is a 1,500.
okay.
So what do we need to do then? We need to table it or do we need just no action?
No, we're gonna have to go out for bids again. I don't know,
Yeah,
you can
can
say
we?
we didn't receive any bids, and so we're gonna need to allow me, like we did before, to go out for bids
Yeah.
again on this for him.
Just
Because we
have
need to do it at least twice, and then if we don't get any, then we can explore our other options.
Well, I need a motion to amend, to go back and open up bids again on a 2024 Chevrolet for Precinct 4 Road and Bridge Department.
I'll make the motion.
There's a motion, second.
But second.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right, now do I need to go and
Yeah, for the next court to award.
award bids for 2024 Chevrolet for Precinct 4,
Open or?
Both of them
both of them,
on the next court meeting.
on the next court, yeah,
If we just don't do anything on D.
yeah,
I mean,
on the, yeah. All right, any other discussion? All right. Item number F, resignation of Jack Walston from ESD number 2, Commissioner Hudson.
Yes, I'd like to put that in the form of a motion, and we are currently trying to figure out someone for the position, but yes, that's in the form of a motion.
There's a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say. All right. Item number G, approve accepting $200 donation from Riley's Funeral Home for senior citizens activities. Commissioner Blanchard,
I'll put that in form of motion.
Second.
there's a second. Any discussion?
No, they're gonna do this, I guess every couple of months or every month, something like that. So I just want to give them the recognition because they're donating to that program, to the senior activities.
Yeah, we definitely appreciate it. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say. All right, item number H, approve paying the lease agreement balloon payment of a 2020 Cat 140 motor grader from Precinct 1 and purchase of equipment reserved to First National Bank, Wichita Falls. Commissioner Blanchard.
Yes, sir, and I'm gonna state that again, approve paying the lease agreement balloon payment of 2020 Cat 140 motor grader from Precinct 1, purchase of equipment and reserve to First National Bank, Wichita Falls, and I'll put that in form of motion.
There's a motion. Need a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
And what this is it's that machine before I was on the court, it was a leased machine, and Mike brought it for me. But I want to pay it off because the price of equipment is just crazy. And I can actually have 3 updated pieces of equipment, and this machine is close to almost $400,000, and the balloon is 185. And so what I'll do is I'll just pay this one off with purchase of equipment and reserve, and then I'll take and sell my oldest piece of equipment, and I should recoup a significant amount of money from that. So, but I'll have 3 newer maintainers, a 2020 and a Komatsu that's going to be delivered in February, and then a 2014. So it got to have good equipment, especially if you run those routes. Y'all know every day. So
Well, in a motion in the second, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say. All right, item number I, approve contract extension between Deep East Texas Council of Governments and Tyler County Aging Center. Commissioner Blanchard,
I'll put that in form of motion.
there's a motion.
Second.
There's a second.
And so far, did y'all see the numbers? We're going to be getting like 1128 compared to like 1028 what we were last year. And also, we had approved in our budget to hire a part-time. Well, that will be that position. We're going to hopefully open it up here pretty quick, but they'll actually have someone come in and teach an exercise program, and we'll get $11.55 per person that attends that. So once we hire that person, it pretty much just covers the cost of the person.
So you get $11.55 per person who attends that exercise program.
So we'll probably do it multiple days, and, it just helped the program out for sure. And then we're already getting, the projected funding for the senior center operations. It's like $15,600. So we've got a significant amount of revenue. I think we made like in December around 10,000, if I'm not mistaken.
That's
In
good.
reimbursement, so
That's all.
pretty good.
All right. And there was a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say. All right. Item number J, resolution to appoint Ms. Melissa Carson, our tax assessor collector for the Tyler County Appraisal Board, replacing Ms. Lynette Cruz. What this is she was already on the board when she became a tax assessor, but now she'll be a voting member on the board. She'll be a voting member, so I just need a motion for that.
Put that form of motion.
There's a motion, but
Second.
there's a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say.
Thank you, Melissa.
Thank you, Melissa, for all that you're doing for us.
Well, I'd just
Oh,
like to
lucky
thank the
you.
board for allowing me the honor to be able to serve, the Tyler County President as a voting member.
Well, as the court, I can honestly say we're thankful you're doing a wonderful job. We're thankful for what you're doing. All right. Item number K, the 2024 members of the Tyler County Historical Commission. to be approved. What this is we had a few resignations there at the end, but we need to go ahead and get these approved, the ones that had put their names in. So need a motion?
You got it listed.
Yeah, I got them. I don't have them running with me.
I'll make a motion to approve.
There's a motion to approve the names. There's a second. All in favor, say aye. Any opposed, say. Did you have anything you wanted to say? Oh, Joe.
Judge, do you wanna,
read-
get him to read these into record?
Yeah, we can. Ms. Jan Burrell, Mr. Chuck Davison, Mr. John Gazaway, Mr. John Hednott, Mr. Billy Matthews,
Mrs.
I'm sorry, Mrs. Billy Matthews, Lynn McMillan, Olaf Morris, Mary Nell Rainey, Charles Smith, Rochelle Springfield, Fred Sullivan, Kay Timmy, Debbie Walker, and Barbara Worsham. That's our members of the 2024 Tyler County Historical Commission. All right. Item number L, change order number 12 to repair steps at the front of the courthouse. Guys, what this is, we found a leak after the Christmas, play and kind of everything that we had. And when the rain fell, we seen, as we got underneath here, there was a lot of water that was coming through. And we got with, Don, and Don, they found there's cracks in the steps up at the top. And we're gonna have to get something done. There's no getting around it. They tried to do some piecing and stuff, and it didn't work. So it's either to try to do this right now, or it could be a year from now or something. It's gonna mess everything up again. And then we're gonna have, where we may have to go in there and bust all that concrete out. And you're talking about a large sum of money. So,
Surely there's something they could cover for.
well, they're talking about it, there's some kind of camera thing that they can go in there with, and they're gonna inject into the sidewalk in the cracks. So that's what they're gonna be trying to do.
But, is there gonna be a permanent fix or?
He says it's permanent. Don did tell me it was permanent. I wish Burgess would have been here. But Don did say it was permanent. But, he said he can't make any 100% promises. They will warranty some, but they wasn't gonna, they can't give a full warranty on something like that.
And this isn't part of that funding, this.
Yeah. This is out of pocket right here. This is no
And I will
grant
say,
money.
I don't know if we should, take action on this yet, because I am planning to go up there and discuss the potential funding for, an emergency, grant, which we can
Yeah.
possibly include this.
Yeah.
And get the air conditioners upstairs done. But that's something that we can qualify for. I talked to them about, getting a, complete restoration grant, but we don't qualify that because they want us to bring it back to the 1897. Yeah.
So what we can do is we can table this. We can table this for right now.
I would, yes, sir. I'd motion to table it until we can get more, information about funding.
All right. Well, there's a motion to table item number O. There's a second. All in favor, say aye. No, I'm
I was gonna say, what?
Item number L, I'm sorry. Second, all in favor, say aye. Any opposed, say. Oh, excuse me, my voice killing me. Item number M, ratification of paying, Serpro for water, restoration when flooding occurred.
I'll put that in form of motion.
There's a motion,
I'll second it.
second, all in favor, say aye. Any opposed, say.
Before, I had talked to the adjuster, and we got a check for $48,000.
Yeah.
48 something, can't remember the exact number, but, That was the first initial installment, that's what he told me. So we should be getting more money to cover the loss that we incurred with whenever the basement flooded. So,
We sent another thing back into the insurance company, correct?
yeah, so we should be hearing something back about more funding. So this should be covered by that.
Any other questions? All right. We will move to item number O, presentation and possible action for just FOIA for public records request.
You have in front of you before, that's why I have this projector, so you can see what we would be purchasing. But more of the offices were getting open records requests. And there is a window that starts when you receive an open record request at the time that you can comply. What this software does is for the advantage, because a couple of years ago, we got the same thing over and over requested by different people. This software will give it like a case number or an ID number is what it is. It will give them an ID number, then it will send an email to them acknowledging from us that we received their request, but they have a number that they can email back. Then it sends reminders to you in case you get busy and tells you when you need to reply. There is a portal for payment so that they have to pay before they receive it. And it will tell them exactly after we figure it up what their cost would be to see if they still want to do it. The advantage is once you do this, it will be in a history on that software. So if 5 other people want the same thing that you just spent hours doing, it'll be in that history record. So you don't have to redo anything. You can respond to them and tell them this is where you can find what you're looking for. And it's also, and Donald, I'm gonna let you speak to what it do for the sheriff's department. Aren't you getting a lot of public requests for law enforcement records?
We always have. This will just help organize.
And that way they'll know, it keeps track. So if somebody tries to stir something saying, they haven't responded to me, this is a record that's on that software. And like I said, anything, if people start requesting the same thing over and over, you already have it in a file. And then you don't have to do the research again to get
What's
it.
the cost on it?
It's on there, it tells you what you're paying for, and I'm gonna get her on the line here so you can kind of get an idea. It's on page 3.
Judge, just wanted to bring this up. Jackie,
Yeah.
I think, as many requests as we're getting with this software now, are we, will it be up to each departmental head to have someone in their office that's control over this? Or, with our officer, for say if they request something from Leanne's, and it may be something, I just think in the budget workshop coming up, the way we're seeing in the social media and the requests that we're having from everywhere, we may need to look into somebody actually taking over for the whole county for
Yes.
public information and that's to distribute any type of, just a public information officer maybe for the county. But that's really what I
It would
asked.
still be up to the elected official
Sure.
Who, I don't see that one person can do it for everybody. I can see, because everybody has an individual records that they have custody of, and just an individual coming in would not have access.
Well, that's
So
what I was going to say.
I will say this, there are a lot of counties that do have one person that is in charge of the administration part of it. You're right, the official probably would still have to access all the records, get that over, do all that kind of stuff. My question is, would it change the process now? Because when I get one, I send it straight to David Lessig, because I don't mess with it.
See, the thing we're into now, though, I could create a full-time position with media requests and open records requests all day long. The thing about it is like, what you're saying, Ian, if we send which is crucial, and just like you said, Jackie, you've got to know what you're doing, to this stuff out. I don't know that we can afford to keep sending everything to David to an attorney every time. We get.
See, and that's why we wanted to do this.
I answer it, that it's financial records.
Gotcha.
It's when they're getting into the gray area that I send it to the attorney and say, okay, this is what I see as maybe not public record, but I want to be sure that it is before.
Yeah.
Well, and typically my stuff is digital, is public, I mean, not public, you know, that questionable side. So that's why I send mine, but, but there are a lot of times that you have the one person and then the access is up to the.
That's the whole point that we looked at this. I know when Jackie first showed me this, I believe that it will save the county money as well. Some of the things that we are having to send to David Iglesias, this will help us to get those things under control, and that would save us some
So it
money.
is gonna eliminate having to send it to David?
Certain things.
So they're gonna process it, they agree to process it.
That they will process a lot of these things, and she can explain it to you.
That's why I wanted this, that's why I wanted you to see the presentation, so that you can see how it works, so you know, yes, this is something we want to do, or no, it's not, or we need more answers, or something that, because there's too much information for me to sit here and tell you, but you can see a start to finish how it would work. And so I want to get her on the line here, and
There's a lot of information that they can automatically redact that would save us a lot of time that we're sending to David, and David's having to redact, through his office. It would save us a lot of time.
No. And also there's my hair.
Where's the popcorn?
Judge, here's a couple for you, son.
They're talking about some bad stuff that's south, kind of south of Christos. Well, while we're getting them online, I'm gonna go down to items number P and Q. I know we don't got the lights on, but both of these items, there'll be no action taken on at this time, okay? I need a motion.
I'll make a motion.
There's a motion.
Second.
Second, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed, say. Items P and Q. No action taken.
Okay, who made the motion?
Mike,
Mike,
second.
Doug said.
Or somebody. We all do it.
You know, something judge and commissioners too on this that Donald just reminded me about is the AG's office, the Attorney General in the state of Texas is really cracking down on this. The fines are increasing tremendously as well as the criminal charges that could be filed if you don't,
If you don't follow up.
Yes, so it's, get the crucial moment.
And I agree with you too, Sheriff. That is something that we do need to look at next year, possibly, that we're looking at someone because telling you, the more of these requests that you get in, it takes your people away from things that they're having to deal with in the office to deal with this because almost him and, I know in y'all's office, y'all are overwhelmed with them.
Super easy, some are very complex.
I know, yeah, they went back today. No kids. So they went back. It's not the best we get.
Hi, Megan, can you hear me?
Let's turn the mic off on this one.
Yeah, we need to do something. Okay, we can hear you now. We are in Commissioner's Court. This is Megan Riggins, and she is the person that can explain the software and what it will do. So we're gonna let you take it away and tell them, I've given, each of them have a copy of the 11-page document that you sent me. And,
Perfect.
so we can just, we're gonna try to make it full screen here so that we can see. Okay, so we've got your screen up there now, and so I'll let you take it away from here.
Great, thank you so much, and I appreciate y'all's time. I know y'all deal with very important things in those meetings, and want to be respectful of your time because of that. So I'll be fairly brief and give an overview. If at any point there's something you want me to go into more detail about, I absolutely can. Just FOIA is the leading public records request management software on the market. We actually were just named GovTech's top 400 companies. Super excited about that. And we have the highest level of security. So we host on Microsoft Azure Government Cloud. We are CJIS certified, SOC 2 certified. We hold ourselves to very high standards when it comes to the security of information that is transporting through our system. Additionally, we are the only system on the market that allows for the integration of Laserfish. So if that's ever something that you would be interested in, we are the only solution that can integrate with that. What you're seeing right now is our public portal. This would be a link on your website. Instead of the information about sending an email to Jackie and all of that and what it has to include, we could include this link right here. And we can customize this. I mean, every color, every picture, every text box is really customizable based on what you want this to look like. A county subscription comes with one form. We can add additional forms for additional costs, but we can also route it to different departments with one form. There are three functions on this page. A citizen can submit a new request. They can search the archive for old requests, or think about an instance where, like a voting records request, where they're asking for the same records over and over and over. You could decide to make that public and give them a link to that, and then you're not having to fulfill 50 different requests. Instead, you're able to just direct them to that portal. And then you can track the status of a previously submitted request here by using the request number and security key. And I can get in more to that. But before I start filling out a new request, just curious if there are any questions so far.
I think we're good.
No.
Okay, so I'm gonna pretend to fulfill a public records request. And I just fill out my work stuff. Every box here is again configurable. This board can look however you want it to look. We can have drop downs or check boxes. We have dynamic fields. We have deflection tools. You're able to have anything here that you would like. The great thing about this is our deflection tool. So if someone says they want to start looking at something for a law enforcement request, and like you want to send them to the sheriff's office or the police department, you can do that here. If they start asking for a birth certificate, you can send them to the correct link. So you're not getting requests that aren't true requests. You can actually deflect those to anything that you need. And then you can put any charging information here. If you need them to verify their identity, you can have them attach a file here, and you can submit. Once they submit it, they are going to get an email confirming it. Jackie's going to get an email that request has been submitted, and then they're going to see this page with the security number and the reference number on there, so that they can track it via that track function on the public portal should they want to. They are also have the option to create an account in case they are someone that submits multiple requests often, then they can click that account and be able to track that all through their account. So we have multiple ways for them to do that, and we make it optional for them to create an account rather than required, which is a key differentiator between us and some of the other software solutions on the market. So this is what the requester would see regarding their request. And obviously, we haven't fulfilled their request yet. We haven't even gotten started. So this is what that's going to look like until there's more information. This is the back end, and this is going to give you an idea of what's actually happening. We have these tiles that show what's open and what's almost due. If I click on that, it's going to take me directly to the things I need to focus on. We also have some high level like analytic graphs that show you your process request, the time estimate versus actual, your department averages, your invoice totals. You're also able to take away certain things so that you're only seeing ones that are important to you to see. So we like that because it gives you that real data very quickly. And then on this request side is where you're going to see that open request. So instead of having it in a spreadsheet, this is your new spreadsheet. It's going to track it all for you, and you're able to see what you want to see in here. So I have it configured to show the department it's assigned to, the request date, the date left, because it's going to automatically track those calendar days for you, and then the progress that's made. You can see that this one is paused due to a legal hold. This one is almost due, so it's turned a different color, and the clerk is past due on their task that's been assigned, and then these are open. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that one that I just submitted, and now I can start to work this request in. I do have a lot of capability in how this is going to look for me. So again, lots of options there to see things. You can see the request date, the due date, the days remaining. Now that is your calendar work days, and that also takes into account any holidays that your office is closed for. You can also have her to get the security key if the requester needs a reminder of what that is or something like that. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is figure out what's happening with this. The requester wasn't very clear with their request, so you can request a clarification. You can see that as I chose that next step, it automatically assigned it to the clerk. And so based on the steps associated, it can automatically do that, which is really nice. Again, we work with y'all throughout the implementation piece to make sure that it configures the way that y'all want it to and the way that your process works. You're not having to fit into our system. We're making our system work with what you have. So the clerk gets this request clarification. They're gonna say that it took them like an hour of their time. They make that active, and then I'm just gonna go ahead and close that as well, just for the sake of letting y'all see that. Now, what you can do is put this on hold too, say that you're awaiting the customer response. Because you don't want your time ticking while you're waiting on their response. You can go over to correspondence and click new mail, and then clarification of request. We have a variety of email templates we can help you set up, and then you can of course add to your heart's delight. But you can insert the clarification question there, send it, and it's going to log every piece of information regarding this request in this so that you have a documented trail of actions taken, timestamps, and ready for you to be able to justify anything. Let's say the customer responds, we resume that request, and then we're going to get started on getting those response documents. So we can assign it again, they get that notification, and then they're going to start redacting those response docs. You are able to drag and drop, or you can choose file here. We also handle TXT files, which is an email export, which comes in handy tremendously. We have multiple ways that we can redact here. This is what I love, is that you can manually redact something if you would like. You can just draw a plain little black box over it, kind of like you do within Adobe, but you're also able to put the reason as to why it's been redacted. You can also redact different dates, and then you have the option to make a comment or save it as a draft or finalize those. Once I finalize those, it's going to burn those in to where it is redacted. This is the reason why, but then you're also going to get an exemption log that says why it's been redacted, which is very helpful for documentation and justification. We also have a way to auto redact. So this is a sample document here. If I go, there's also some different views here. But I can right click and auto redact, and it's going to go ahead and look for those key sensitive information pieces and auto redact it. If if a credit card number is something you want to be auto redacted, we can configure that as well. And so again, our system is super configurable to where you're able to make it do the things that are important to you and make your job easier. And then again, you're going to get that burned in with that exemption log. My favorite piece here is this TXT file. So if you have an email request and you're having to go through those to see which ones are actually responsive documents, which ones are not, you're able to extract those, and now you're also able to filter. So if you're just looking for Gmail, you can do that.
there's lots of ways to see exactly what you need to see and exclude anything. So let's say that this one wasn't one that, that actually, that was not a responsive document. You could simply move that to the non-responsive, and then that's taking care of that. From here, you can search the document for Larry Stevenson. His name's in there 11 times. I'm going to hit the redact all, and now that is complete. I am good with that, and I'm going to finalize those redactions there. Lots of different ways to go about this. You can also combine this into a PDF, and from there you can then redact. Are there any questions with any of these pieces?
So it actually will redact or search from the keyword, I guess, from what's being requested from your files, and to do that?
If you have to initially set up what you don't want, correct, Megan? What you want redacted?
Like for the auto redact, yes. I mean, most people just stick to like the social security and the date of birth, stuff like that. But there's a few other things you can do with it as part of the configuration. Now, the other part of this is that you use this search feature here to see what contains what, and then go from there.
But it sounds like it's contingent upon you knowing what to redact to begin with.
Well, pertinent information would be like their social security number, that kind of thing. But you can tell it whatever. I mean, surely you know what to redact.
I know the basic things to redact.
Yes, exactly.
But there's a lot of things that are contingent upon whether or not you have an address exclusion, or if you're law enforcement, or if you're design certain waivers, those kinds of things. And then monies and account numbers and all those kinds of things.
If that's where you configure it to what you want it to redact, and then you would have to get with whomever that you get with to know in your position what needs to be redacted.
And that's what I'm saying, so it's contingent upon you knowing it's beginning.
Well, correct.
But you can tell it, and then it will automatically look for that type of field
Correct.
and redact it.
Yes.
And Sheriff, don't come
I'm
get
having a
me.
difficult time hearing.
What their question was, is the redaction is contingent upon you knowing what needs to be redacted. And I would say, yes, it is, because you've got to tell it. I don't think your system knows what to be redacted, correct?
I think it depends on the circumstance. As far as the auto redact, it's going to be the same template every time. As far as it's going to search for the social, it's going to search for the date of birth, it's going to automatically do those pieces for you, which is a time saver as far as that concerns. I know that there's one entity that our client success specialist worked with, that they had this document they had to go through every single month and go redact. It's taking her like an entire day, I think, and using the POSIX expressions, which I'm not an IT person, that was right over my head. But the client success person worked with her to configure it for that specific task, and then that dropped down to like an hour. And so something that used to take her an entire day now takes her an hour to do because of that. So there's a lot of different ways to make the system work for you, which is it's kind of hard to show it because we do configure it so much based on what each client needs. But we have multiple ways to redact as well. So we have the manual redaction, we have the search feature. Like I can go through and search up a certain term, and every time that pops up, it's going to show up. You know, I mean, there's just multiple ways to do that.
So in the autofill, your standard template is to redact social security numbers, birth dates, kind of obvious that it's not public record, that template will do it. If they need to do anything additional, then they would configure it. It could be manually configured that it would recognize it in any document after that, correct?
It could, like, it kind of depends if it's a file that is being sent over and over again, like if it's something you're having to do a lot, or if it's like those one-offs, and you're not gonna want to configure the auto redact for those one-offs. But that, but most people use the auto redact for like the simple stuff, and then they start going for that specific, request and searching for certain things, or using those manual boxes as well. And you can also redact an entire page. So if you have a whole lot of documents and, you know, you've got a big like PDF file and you just need to redact the whole page, you can do that as well.
My question was, okay, say I have a request for road material bid. Okay, and I have emails in my email, but I don't know where it is. Is there a tool to where I can type in that search and get those files from my email, or do I have to manually get those files and then, then you can start the redacting and everything if you had to? But does it search for those files?
Well, can you drag and drop?
Yeah, so you can drag and drop those files in, or you can extract those emails as a PST file. And once you have this PST file here, where did I pull it? Sorry. Once you have this PST file here, then you can extract those messages. And then once that's extracted there, then you can search for a certain date range or anything like that. You can search for sender. There's a lot of different things here. You can also start looking at advanced filters as well to just look at the emails that are truly responsive. It's also going to help you because it's going to delete draft messages. It's also going to delete duplicates. And so you're not going to send the same email 20 times because it's been responded to each time. Like it's all going to just be one. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Sergeant Calhoun, do you feel that this would be something that would help the sheriff's department as well though? Because would it save y'all a lot of time?
It would some, but the main thing I was interested in this was organization and building. Was the main thing because it is occupying a lot of time. That would it just occupies a lot of time, and then also too, if there is some redundant stuff instead of constantly getting an attorney fee.
Yeah. And the reason I asked Sergeant Calhoun because they do the most requests of most anybody here besides maybe Jackie and yourself, of the county. So there's no doubt.
Yeah, and the software sounds great, Judge, as far as that aspect. Again, I go back to the fact of is we're getting to that point where we really need somebody that's, whether it's now, whether it's later, something to look at that's really trained in multiple areas of each department because of the fact of it's not only are you penalized for giving information you shouldn't give, you're penalized for not giving information.
But you
should. Vice versa, you give out information you shouldn't give out. It's a vicious cycle there, so.
And I think that's my thing. I'm not comfortable with the law. And that to be able to say, oh, I'm going to use this on my own with the type of information that I have. I'm the software says great, whatever, but I still am not comfortable with the knowledge of the law to know what can and cannot be done.
And those laws are like every other law, they're ever changing every day, so it's just kind of where we're getting at. But no, the software just developed, it sounds great.
what the comments were is, when our treasurer said, you know, she'd be comfortable knowing what is legal and what's not legal to send to someone. And if I understand right, your software is basically gonna do what we tell it to do, correct?
Exactly.
So we can put
Exactly.
those features in, and we can update them as we get updates, but it's really up to us. The software is only good as what we put in it to make it work, correct?
Yes, and you're also able to, send it over, I think you said that sometimes you send it over for a review before you send it out, and so we can also include that and send it over to the attorney to review, and then they can just log in, check in, yes, it's good, and then they log their time and complete the task, and then you know it's been reviewed and it's all good. And so, yes, the laws change, they're very complex. We are not claiming to be experts with that. We're simply giving you the tools in which to be able to make this process efficient and also give you a one-stop shop so that all communication within this is documented here so that everybody is covered in case questions arise or someone tries to challenge something. But also, we want to make sure that you have everything tracked here, and we're not relying on an email system anymore. Because when someone goes out of the office and everything's just sitting in someone's email, that makes it difficult. It's also easy to overlook an email. But we make sure that you have the software tools to be able to process this and save you time, as well as increase transparency and communication across the entire county as to what is happening. It's also going to give you all some really great reports and data as to what's actually occurring across the county. And then you're going to be able to use that time back on those things that you never have time to get to in the meeting. I heard something about a sheriff's office. I didn't catch the whole question, but sheriff's like this. That's actually been one of my biggest clients, are law enforcement, because they like the fact that it's unlimited data to be able to transfer this body down to the individuals as well.
So do y'all have any more questions?
No,
I have,
Oh, wait.
okay.
so, like, I think one of our most recent was, they wanted copies of official bonds and county's liability insurance. So if we gather that information and we, send it to that person who requested it, how long does it stay in the system? Because 6 months later, I might get the same request from a totally different person. So is it like,
Right, and you have the ability to configure that timeline as well. I believe our default is for 2 years. But again, everything is configurable. Every timeline, every date, every text. You're also able to go ahead and change that to be a public portal, searchable here, just from the request. So the timelines are up to y'all, but I believe our default is for 2 years. Now, while you were talking, like I went ahead and issued the invoice, you can kind of see here that it looks professional. It has the line items, exactly what's due and how they can pay. And then on the requester side, it's going to show that they had a fee due, and then I went ahead and logged the payment, and the payment has been made. And then it's also going to go ahead and release the documents as soon as I mark it as complete. So now that I've completed it, it's going to send them an email saying, hey, this has been complete. And when they go on to look at their public portal. Now they have their responsive documents and they can download it.
So we can.
What I especially love, oh, I'm sorry, go ahead, Jackie.
So the biggest, I think the question is just like our county clerk just asked. You can archive that to where you don't have to keep going and you can make it public, or you can keep it and then just drag and drop it because you know you've already got it. Right?
Exactly.
That's
Yes.
in this, within the software, it keeps, it archives every open records request, so if you have to go back and look at something, it's in the software, you don't have to go back to your documents to find it. Am I understanding that?
Correct. Yes, correct. And so I also wanted to show you, this is the full document of that request. It has captured every piece of information regarding this request, the date, time, users, files uploaded, how it was received, the invoice, the details paid, how it was paid, like any emails sent out, any response, and then you're also going to see the responsive, you're also going to see at the bottom where it shows every piece again, including that the payment was completed or that it was actually downloaded. And so you're going to be able to have proof, whereas someone might try to say, I never received that, or I didn't get those responsive documents, and you're going to say, yeah, I see that you downloaded this on this date at this time using the security key.
And it emails it to them, am I correct? So all that printing and mailing garbage we had to do that time, that'd be cut out.
Yeah.
Oh, me.
Okay, so I think you've answered everybody's question, or at least they got a general overview, and I appreciate your time, and I will be in touch with you later.
I'm telling you.
Sounds great, Jackie. I hope y'all have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Well, do we have any discussion on this today?
Seems like it will, definitely help organize, the information request for everybody.
Well, the other thing I like about it is you can know that they downloaded it.
Yeah,
So when they try to send an email back and say,
we didn't
I never
get this.
received it,
Yeah.
you didn't answer my request, we have documentation that
Yeah,
yes, we did. And it's just a 1 year,
Yeah.
try it out, if you don't like it.
Isn't there a 30-day out
Yeah,
also? So if we don't like it.
just give them 30 days written notice.
Yeah.
and Tell them it's not working, but I mean, it can be configured how each office needs their form. And it can have those little things about, this is not public record on it or whatever. You can build it however you want to build it. But I just like it because I had 12 open records requests at different times for the exact same thing. And, then I had to go to my cabinet, find it, and scan it all in again,
Well,
and,
I definitely think it'd be something that's good for us, where we can show that, hey, we did get this information to these people, and it's on record, it's keeping good track of what we need to be keeping track of, and
they request, like Jackie could tell you, they request like bids that we open.
Yeah.
They've done the hurricane debris bids, they've done road material bids, and, if you have those things on file, it just seems like it'd be easier. And then
I like
mainly
the
the sheriff's
historical
office.
stuff too,
Well,
I would like to just say, I support it as far as the software goes, but I'm still gonna have to use databases. It's not gonna save any money for me.
Yeah.
It's still gonna be a database.
It's really just gonna be helping with organization,
It's
because
like an insurance policy.
unless, you have, things that are simple, like
The simple
road
things for sure,
material.
absolutely. but
No, it is, but things that are complex that shouldn't be, you know,
But
divulged.
I think as far as some of the redacting, that will save a lot of people a lot of time. Because, like Donnie said, sometimes you get the same thing as asked for a month later. And then it's already redacted and everything, it's already taken care of. It saves a lot of time on each office, to be able to take care of that.
Well, I think it's mainly useful more for law enforcement, because, I didn't even know these people until Don asked me if I'd heard of them before. And so when I reached out to them to see what they do offer, it does have a lot of good features. And then again, nobody has to use it if they don't want to.
Well,
They can still do it their way.
How much is it?
I make a motion that we approve to track for 1 year for,
Just for,
Just for
just for an amount of $10,314.29.
To be paid out of data processing.
data processing. All right. There's a motion. Second. All in favor say aye. Any opposed, say. All right. We will move on to comments by court members. Any comments?
Yeah, there's actually let me pull it up real quick. In Lufkin tomorrow, there's a wastewater and water conference going on there. Let me find the flyer real quick, sorry. And it's gonna be at the Bitzer Garrison Convention Center in Lufkin tomorrow. I think it starts like at 9:30. But it's a wastewater workshop. And there's gonna be some people there that are gonna speak about the problems that we face with water and wastewater. And there's also gonna be people there that, can tell us on avenues to get money. So that's why, the main reason why I'm going. But,
And we've gone through some different difficulties as far as, drawing businesses in, different things, because we need to be able to have access to some of these wastewater grants and stuff. So that's something that we are gonna go after here.
The only other thing I wanted to bring up is, you hear us talk about Gatsby 89, 99, all these different numbers. That's the Governmental Accounting Standards Board that tells us how we have to report stuff. We have a contingency line item for what is unplanned, unforeseen expense. We would normally just pay for it out of that line item. Well, the way that they want it done now is we can put that money in contingency, but when we pay a bill, we pay for it out of the line item that should come out of anyway, and we would make a budget amendment, or basically a transferring that budgeted money to the line item it went to. You won't see a list of bills in contingency. It'll show where it was transferred to what line item. And so we'll be doing several budget amendments throughout the year.
so what if that line item doesn't exist and you create a new one?
Well, we have to,
To create one.
most of them we do, but every once in a while you get something that we don't, but,
So if something come up in the middle of the year that someone didn't budget for in their budget, a line item, we would have to amend to be able to put the line item into the budget. Correct.
oh, wow.
No, it's the train coming through.
All right, any other public comments?
I would like to say thank you to our maintenance at Burtis Kenny, because they've done an amazing job of getting everybody back where I'm supposed to be. It's very nice. So thank you.
And y'all be praying for them that when they get me on over here, so I can get here. So
And I'd really like this brief moved. I can't see good.
if there's no other, need a motion to adjourn? So move second.
Wait.
Oh, okay. All right.
Then we'll have to motion. We can't.
Yeah, we don't need it.
Can't adjourn, we'll motion.
We
to go
can't adjourn.
into Executive session.
All right, all in favor, say aye. All right, we will go into